Just got it unloaded. I believe when the battery died, the throttle body and the pedal position sensor lost communication with each other, and they aren't communicating back and forth, which is throwing on the ETC, which is electronic throttle control. So dropped it off here at the Dodge Jeep Ram place, and they're gonna look at it and hook it up to their tools and hopefully be able to get the two signals to pair up again, and hopefully that's all the trouble, but guess we'll know sooner or later. Good morning, people. We are kicking off this morning with a fresh clean on the single cab. We have got a surprise in store for today's upload. Gonna change the looks of the old single. Got a fresh cleaning. Rims are gonna be polished here after a little while. But first, let's show you what we have in store. It finally arrived. We went ahead and we already cut the seams, and then we realized that we need to video the unboxing. So right here we have a special package from, what does it say? Enthusiast. Let's see what it is, guys. It's fresh unboxing, haven't opened it. Should be 18 of them.
$17 of them.
17 of them if we break that one. Good quality stuff won't break though. I believe Jack's got that. I believe. They feel like they're really good quality, man. They're heavy.
Really?
Yeah. And in his kit, it says everything that is needed for a truck. So, all the wires, all the wiring harnesses, extensions, the whole 100 yards should be here. There's the harness, the plugins. Probably gonna have to solder all that together. Zip ties. Another extension, plugs, self-tapping screws, heat shrinking, joining cables. Let's see what these lights look like. I ain't got a knife on me. Open up one of these and just take a look at what's inside. They're pretty heavy. So it comes first with two different washers, spacers. One is curved and one straight. I guess this is for more of like curved angles, and this is probably for more flat angles up in your fender wells. And then it has the option to bring the cable out the side or through the back. You see two different holes in this one, a high and a low hole. And a low hole, but both have both from the side, which is pretty cool. Check out this light. It's pretty thick. It's a really thick cable, actually. It's got some good weight to it. Enthusiast is stamped on the side of it. It's three Creelites. It feels really good material, like really good. Get a wrench. Solid. Sounds good. It's not plastic at all. It's more of a cast type material. So we're gonna unwrap all this and put it on the truck. So they send you all the cable you need. You just build it all. So you jump from each wire to each wire all the way around. That is awesome.
This right here is for your battery. It's got the switch in it and everything.
I'll put that where my old toggle switch used to be. That is awesome.
I'm doing this too. Just leave it.
So this is just the wiring harness.
Yep.
Yep. So that's going to go to the battery, but then there should be a naked end that goes to the lights.
Right here.
Yep, there it is. Yes. This end will go to your lights. Right here. This end will go to your lights, which we'll show during the install on how to set all this up. There are a whole lot of YouTube videos out there. Obviously, your toggle switch will run on the inside of your cab through your firewall, which is why they have a split right here so you can maneuver it through. And then both of those wires continue to follow up to your relay fuse right here. And then this will go to your battery terminal. For any of you that don't know what the heck this is, that goes to the battery terminal, okay guys? Anywho.
But it's gonna look good when it's done.
That's that. Sorry, I'm still fighting a cold. And then...
Still sounds like a girl.
Shut up. And then all of his wire, he got, I don't know, there's probably, you say 50 foot?
Yeah.
Maybe even more than 50 foot of all wire here. And it's just your two wires. You'll splice all this back, and then you'll join all your wires into it at a constant feed. So obviously one wire, say, would go here, then your next wire would go like 3 foot down here, then your next one would go like 3 foot down here, and blah, blah, blah. You get the sequence. You go all the way around your truck, all the way up into your engine bay, where you'll end at the other end of your wire for, say, here, which will join into your relay one. It'll make more sense once we start. A little bit of a confusing process for beginner electricians, but we'll show you. Trying to do the best video install as possible. Alright guys, I got a little bit ahead of myself, wasn't thinking, and I forgot to include you guys on a little bit of the pre-start. We took out this passenger battery, took apart the terminals, and then we already got the wire ran, which I'm going to show you what we did. So we put one light right here. Sorry. Put one light right there. And then we put another light right here. But due to the battery tray being here, I'm putting the wire through here going around. And I'm going to connect that one. I'm going to build this light down here. And then I'll put the excess through the hole up inside. So initially, that is the route we're going to go on this first one. A connector right here, just for whatever reason the cab ever has to be taken apart, you can take apart the connectors and be able to have a quick disconnect. And then there will be another quick disconnect about right here, which we'll show you guys. So we're going to go ahead and get all these wires connected real fast, and then we'll jump back at that point and we'll start the two quick disconnects here, and then we'll put a light here, a light about there, and then a light about there, and then we'll do two more in the fender wells. All right, break time. I'm gonna show you what we got accomplished, walk you through a little bit of the process. Not hard, just very time consuming. So, got one right there, one straight across vertical from it. As you can see, pretty even. And then crawl underneath here. This was the hardest part, knowing where to put them. I still gotta clean everything up. So you got one on that angle. You can come back. Got one right there on that angle. Then got one right up there. And we'll clean all these wires up in just a second. And then we got one that goes right there, follow the fender over. Then we got one right there. The wire will cross through over underneath. And then there are ones directly into that pocket on that beam, and one's directly into that pocket on that beam, or cross member. So, just underneath the truck. No rust, baby. Clean. Gonna clean those wires up. Then we're gonna move over to the other side. What we're fixing to start working on. Gonna look super wicked. Gonna look good. Wow. Here the finished product is. It is definitely fulfilling. It's extremely bright. Give you guys a little walk around real fast, and then we'll do a walk around on the install. I'll explain how we done everything. And these are Jack's rock lights from ENTHUZST.com. There's 18 of them. We did 2 back here, 3 down the side, 2 in the front, 3 down the side, and then 2 in each fender. So a total of 18 altogether. Well, the install is all together. I'm gonna walk you guys around where we placed them, where we put them, and how the install went. It was a very easy process, very time consuming. I believe we have right now 5 or 6 hours into it. Not exactly the exact number. I'll double check that here after a little while, but I'm gonna show you where we had them placed. Right here's one. Right here's one. And if we lay down here, I have them. One's right there on that angle. One's right there on that angle. And you follow the fast. I did a quick disconnect right here between the cab and the bed frame. And then you can travel up past the fast. And there's another rock let there, and then the 2 underneath the rear. 2 underneath the rear. The reason I did a quick disconnect here is if the bed ever has to go up for any reason, then you can unconnect it here as well as the other side, and that bed can be raised. And I did the same for the front. Right here where these 2 jams, or the fender and the door jam splits, I did a quick disconnect right there in case that fender ever has to come off. All you have to do is do a quick disconnect and you can remove your fender. Same for the other side. Then on the back, obviously my bumper is deleted. I gotta clean up some of my zip ties and stuff still. We just finished it. I did a light underneath that one, and then a light right there on that one. And then obviously we ran our wire across the frame over this side. We did a light to the top of the bed, and then the top of that bed, and all the wire went above the bed. It all went up here. So absolutely no wire showing anywhere you look. Clean look all the way around. And then now I gotta hide all these wires. I gotta tuck them all away make it pretty. And then same process over here. One light went right there. The other light went right there around the area. And then the other light went right there. So, yep. Super good. Gonna be a fun job. As far as the install goes, I used the spacers on all of the fender liners, and then I used the spacers in the back of the bed right here where my spare tire used to be. And what I did is I used these ones right here. I put your light in here, put your light through the hole, and then instead of forcing your wire to bend out this crease right here, which is a pretty tight bend, I really didn't like it. I just ran my wire out the back because all this is curved, and I ran my wire behind the light, and then I screwed it down, and I had plenty of room between the mountain right here in order to move my wire in and out. So there's no structural damage to the wire. So I really like these. Besides in my fender liners. But other than that, I think these are all we have left because I didn't use them all. Alright guys, I meant to show you guys this during the process of us putting the lights on the single cab, but it's such a time consuming process that I did not want to bore you guys. So I figured I'd make a short illustration just to help you guys understand how we did it. I'm sure everybody does it differently, but this is how we did it, and it seemed to work out great. So this is the cord that it comes with. It was actually probably 60 or 70 feet of this long cord that came with the kit. And so what we did is we started at the passenger side and we went all the way around to the back and then all the way around to the driver's side. And then we finished with the two lights underneath the engine bay, which I'll show you what I mean by that. So when we started with the passenger side, we spliced this big wire, which has two red and black. We spliced it at the passenger side, which is our first light, and we joined them together with the butt connectors. You can use whatever connectors you want. I used butt connectors, and then we heat shrink them to make them where they were waterproof. So basically your first one would go like yay. Those would be joined together. Obviously this is not a rock light, it's just a LED light that I'm using for illustration. And then we went to where our next one was, say, inside the fender well, your next light would be joined right here. So what we did when we joined it right here, we ended up cutting this wire in two, which created two wires. So let's say this is your two wires. So now it's one wire cut in two, or let's go this way, one wire cut in two. So at this point when your wire's cut in two, you obviously have these two wires. So to continue your feed through to all your other wires, you would always need to have the continuous long wire at the end to continue your feed. So wire's cut in two now. Now you're gonna need to add your light. You add your light. So this wire came from your other light. So it jumps. So that current just traveled to this light. So now what you're gonna do is you're gonna take this red wire and this red wire and you're gonna twist them both together. You're gonna twist these together. Obviously do a better job than that. You're gonna twist these two together. So then what we did, we put a butt connector here and a butt connector here, and then those two are joined now. So this light would be joined. So now this light's joined. So to continue your feed to your next wire with your long wire, you would join this. So there's a butt connector here and a butt connector here. You would join them. Red goes with red, black goes to black. Use a butt connector and connect these and connect these. So now all your current is running. So for say, when you turn on your wire harness, you're gonna turn on your harness and it's gonna travel all the way around your vehicle with power, and it's gonna activate each one like a light switch, and they all have the same current off the same toggle switch. But that's how we wired it up. I'm sure everybody wires them up a whole lot differently. So again, this would be your long wire, this wire, that would go all the way around the vehicle, and then you're just joining in all of them like this. So you're gonna basically have 2 wires, a butt connector, and joining your long constant wire. And then you're gonna go again until your new rock light, and you're gonna go all the way around the vehicle with that concept. So what we did, we started our wire right here, our rock light, our first rock light went right here. We brought it up, and then we spliced it right there. I don't know if you guys can see it or not. We spliced it right there. We did the same concept I just showed you guys. 2 wires right there, joined together, which was the beginning process. So black and red and black and red. That was the easiest one you're gonna do all day probably. And then our next one came through right underneath the battery. And then I connected it all up here, which I can't show you guys, which would be that one right there. So you got both of them underneath here. And then we came down here at the joint right here. We did a quick disconnect. For any reason that we ever have to remove the cab, for any reason, we can do a quick disconnect and the cab will go up and you don't take a chance of ripping your rock lights. So we joined them right here. This is where we did that joining, like the illustration we just now showed you. 2 came into one side, a butt connector, and then our continuous feed ran this way. Quick disconnect, I'm sorry. And then we continued running it, and then I left a little slack down here in case I ever need it for whatever reason. You don't have to do that. I do that just for safety measures down the road. And then we ran one right here, and then we ran one right there, and so forth. So after we ran it around, we ran that single wire. The continuous feed goes all the way around your truck, all the way here, and then all the way to your driver's side. Come all the way around, and we ran all the way up here to this rock light up here. Everything continued. Our rock light came out right here. Right there's where our rock light came out in this fender. I'm sorry, this phone won't capture the light, the auto correction. And then our next one was right underneath here, underneath the battery tray, almost underneath the battery tray, which would be right there. Right there. And then we went straight down right here with this wire, and we ran both of our other wires straight down, and we did a rock light right here, and we did a rock light right here underneath. So that would finish your current all the way around the truck. So then when you finish your current all the way around, you have your 2 black and red wires ending right here. When your 2 black and red wires end right here, you're gonna connect that to your relay harness. Your relay harness, like I showed you at the beginning, has two wires, a black and a red. The 2 black and red wires will connect there, which then goes up to your relay, and then your relay goes to your toggle switch. So when your battery posts are connected, anytime you turn on that toggle switch, what it does is it goes to the relay, and then the relay goes down here and it sends the current straight all the way around your vehicle. It's like a light switch. And then when you turn the light switch off, it cuts the power from the relay here, and then all your lights go off. I tried to do it the best that I knew how to do it for you guys with how time consuming it is. If you have any questions, please leave a comment below. I'll help any way that I can. As far as Jack's lights, everything in his description met up to everything that he said. Everything was included in his kit for a truck, and I actually have probably 20 feet of wire left over that I could have used for a full crew cab. So I would have had plenty of stuff. All the butt connectors were there. The wires that he had were the quick disconnects. I used the quick disconnects for there and there. For whatever reason the cab has to come up or the truck bed has to come up, I can just unconnect it. So as far as that goes, absolutely happy with it. I wish that my install video was a little bit more precise for you guys, so I do apologize about that. It's just so time consuming and it's hard to hold the camera and do all the splicing and do all the taping and get everything exactly how I would have liked to for you. So I hope my illustration and install makes sense to you guys. If it doesn't, let me know and I'll try to help in any way that I can. Here it is, boys. 18 rock lights by Enthusiast. Looks so much better in person. Video does not do justice. Complete white, pure white at that, when I add. Keep it looking good. Lights it up. Completely dark out. Long hours and dedication pays off once again, boys. Don't ever let the grind quit. Guys, I believe that's all for this upload. Until next time, thanks again.